हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान। मेरे चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान में आप सब लोगों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। सो टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न a lesson, the first lesson from English, and this is from the new course, okay? And this is from the new course that has been updated this year itself, introduced this year itself by Meghalaya Board of School Education, MBOSE, and this is from the NCERT textbook, Meghalaya edition though, but this is the actual NCERT textbook, your English Reader 10, okay? So for class 10, the first lesson, a letter to God, okay? A very interesting lesson to learn, and you will get many things to learn from this lesson today, okay? So I'm going to make here a page by page explanation, as I always do, जैसे कि मैं हर साल ये करता हूँ कि पेज बाय पेज एक्सप्लेनेशन में करता हूँ, तो यू आर गोइंग टू गेट अ फुल एक्सप्लेनेशन. सो द फर्स्ट लेसन, अ लेटर टू गॉड, इंग्लिश न्यू कोर्स, class 10 MBOSE, and the full explanation of the video. Now this story is written by G.L. Fuentes, okay, a letter to God. So let us learn the full explanation. So the explanation part now, okay? So when the story begins, you see that the introduction part, there is a house. The house, the only one in the whole valley, was on the top of a small hill. So there's a house which is the only house, single house in the whole valley, and which is on the top of a small hill. तो एक छोटे से हिल के ऊपर एक लौता घर है उस पूरे वैली में. And from there one could see the river and the field full of ripe corn with flowers that meant a good harvest. ठीक है, तो उस टॉप ऑफ द हिल से क्या क्या देखा जा सकता है? आप लोग क्या देख सकते हैं? रिवर देख सकते हैं, फील्ड देख सकते हैं फुल ऑफ राइप कॉर्न, ओके, एंड देर आर फ्लावर्स ऑल्सो दैट यू कैन सी फ्रॉम द टॉप ऑफ द हिल. And this field had a very good harvest, okay, but there is a problem. The only thing missing was rain, okay? So the only, all of you know that in order to have a good harvest, rainfall is very important, right? But rainfall was not there, okay? The only thing missing was rain. So Lencho, a character in the story, okay, Lencho, we will learn more about him. Lencho knew his fields well. तो Lencho अपने फील्ड में, खेत में काम करता है. He knew his fields very well and spent the morning watching the sky to the northeast. Okay, हर सुबह वो आसमान की तरफ देखता है. Okay, every morning he would be watching, looking at the sky to the northeastern part of the sky, hoping for rain or at least some shower. वो हर दिन जो है वो सुबह उठ के एवरी मॉर्निंग ही विल वेक अप and he will look at the northeast sky because he hoped that at least today there will be a rainfall or at least little bit of rainfall, at least some showers, okay? Then we move on to next. When someone told a woman, तो इस कहानी में कोई एक women को बोलता है. The characters names are not there in the story, so anyways that is not important also. So someone told a woman that they were going to get some rain. तो किसी ने एक लेडी से कहा, एक women से कहा कि आज हम लोगों को रेनफॉल मिल सकता है. And the woman replied that it was God's wish. Okay, so everything depended on God. If God wishes, then there will be rainfall. If God does not wish, there will not be rainfall. So no one can give guarantee. कोई guarantee नहीं दे सकता इसका. So in that scene, we see that some older boys were working in the field and the smaller boys were playing near the house. ठीक है, तो कुछ बड़े लड़के जो है वो खेत में काम कर रहे हैं और छोटे बच्चे जो है वो घर के सामने near the house they were playing. देन द women कॉल्ड ऑल ऑफ देम फॉर डिनर. तो उस लेडी ने, उस वीमेन ने सबको बुलाया डिनर के लिए. ठीक है, आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड दिस मच. सो इट वॉज ड्यूरिंग द डिनर टाइम एज प्रेडिक्टेड बाय लेंचो दैट बिग ड्रॉप्स ऑफ रेन बिगेन टू फॉल. सो सडनली व्हाट हैपेंड व्हेन ऑल ऑफ द बॉयज वर हैविंग डिनर, at that time big drops of rain began to fall. Okay, so the long wait was over. तो बहुत दिनों का इंतज़ार जो है अब ख़त्म हुआ और लेंचो ने प्रेडिक्ट किया था कि आज रेनफॉल होगा. ओके, लेंचो हैड प्रेडिक्टेड एक्चुअली दैट देयर कुड बी रेनफॉल टुडे. ओके, सो एज प्रेडिक्टेड बाय लेंचो बिग ड्रॉप्स ऑफ रेन बिगैन टू फॉल. तो बड़ा बड़ा बूंद जो है, बिग ड्रॉप्स ऑफ रेन बिगैन टू फॉल. सो ही वॉज वेरी हैप्पी. So in the northeast sky, clouds could be seen approaching. So when every morning, as you know, that Lencho wakes up every morning and looks at the northeast sky, hoping for rainfall. So that particular day also, that particular morning also, Lencho looked at the sky and he saw some dark clouds coming ahead, approaching. Okay, So he predicted that there could be rainfall today. Now rainfall started, and Lencho became very happy. Okay, now there would be more crops in his field. So Lencho compared the raindrops with new coins. तो जैसे कि हम लोगों को जब पैसा मिलता है, when we get money we get very happy, right? So Lencho compared the raindrops with new coins, with money actually. तो Lencho ने he considered the raindrops very precious. तो उसने raindrops को बहुत precious समझा. ठीक है, उसने raindrops को बहुत precious समझा, and he considered the raindrops very precious, and we know that money is very precious in our life, so he considered the raindrops as new coins. ठीक है, and Lencho said that the big drops were 10-cent pieces, 10 cent, it is a currency, 10 cents, and the small drops are 5 cents pieces. Okay, तो बड़े drops जो है, the big drops of rain were like 10-cent pieces, and small drops of rain were like 5-cent pieces. But then his happiness was not permanent. His happiness was temporary. How his happiness was temporary? Suddenly a strong wind began to blow. तो एक बहुत strong wind blow होने लगा, and soon hailstones began to fall. आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ यू नो व्हाट hailstones आर. hailstones जो है वो आइस, छोटे छोटे आइस के टुकड़े आसमान से गिरते हैं ना, पीसेस ऑफ आइस फॉलिंग फ्रॉम दी clouds, right? Those are called hailstones. Okay, so hailstones began to fall. Now this was not a good sign, and the hailstones, actually the hailstones, according to your book, according to the story, the hailstones look like new silver coins. तो वो सिल्वर कलर के होते हैं, राइट, द hailstones. So those hailstones look like new silver coins. Okay, and the boys were very happy, like when there is rainfall and hailstones falling from the sky. Actually what we do, even I did during my childhood, that I used to go outside, my brother, we used to go outside and collect the hailstones. Okay, so the boys ran out to collect these hailstones. They were very happy. Okay, but for Lencho it was not a happy news. ये Lencho के लिए कोई happy news नहीं था. However, Lencho, who was happy earlier, जैसे कि मैंने बताया कि Lencho was very happy earlier, but now he felt very bad. He felt sad because the hailstones would destroy his crops. तो Lencho को लगा कि ये hailstones जो है, बड़े बड़े जो ice drops, ice pieces गिरने लगे from the sky, that would destroy his crop. And he also hoped, he prayed. Okay, hoped यहाँ पे मतलब he actually prayed that the wind and the hailstone would stop quickly. तो वो hope करने लगा, वो pray करने लगा that oh God, let the wind and the hailstone stop quickly. But it did not happen. It did not happen, and it continued. The hailstone continued for 1 hour. तो 1 घंटे तक जो है hailstone चलता रहा. Okay, then what happened? The hailstones fell on the house. Okay, so the hailstone everywhere, hailstones were falling. It fell on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, and the whole valley. तो पूरा जो वैली था, गार्डन, हाउस, हिल साइड, कॉर्नफील्ड, हर जगह hailstones गिरने लगा. Okay, and the entire field, the crop field, had become white in color. So you can imagine, for 1 whole hour the hailstones were falling. So obviously the whole field was covered with hailstones, and hailstones are quite white in color. So the entire field had become white in color. Now what was the result? The result was that the whole of Lencho's field was destroyed. Field in the sense, the whole of Lencho's crops were destroyed. पूरा जो crops है उसका वो बिल्कुल destroy हो गया. Right? So as a result, you see, Lencho became very sad. Why? Because the crops are his only source of income. वो crops ही है जो उसका only source of income है. He is earning by selling his crops only in the market, right? So those crops were all destroyed. So Lencho became very sad when he saw that his harvest was destroyed by the hailstones. तो उसका पूरा harvest जो है वो destroy हो गया, वो बिल्कुल बर्बाद हो गया. He was ruined. Okay, he was ruined, completely ruined. वो बिल्कुल बर्बाद हो गया, उसका पूरा क्रॉप डिस्ट्रॉय हो गया. And now after 1 hour, when the rain stopped, Lencho told his sons that even a plague of locusts would have left some crops for him. Locusts क्या होते हैं? Crop eating insects. Crop eating insects. In general, in a in very ordinary language, if I have to explain, then it is crop eating insects. तो क्रॉप खाने वाला इंसेक्ट होता है लोकस्ट. तो लेंचो ये बोलने लगा, लेंचो told his sons that even these insects, these crop eating insects, would have at least left something, but the rain did not leave anything. कि ये लोकस्ट जो है, शायद अगर लोकस्ट भी मेरे फील्ड में आ जाते, इफ द लोकस्ट वुड हैव अटैक्ड माय फील्ड, एटलीस्ट दे वुड हैव नॉट ईटन द एंटायर क्रॉप, they would have left some crop for me. But the rain, the hailstones did not. It destroyed everything. Okay, it destroyed everything. Then, now, Lencho was obviously worried about what was going to happen to him and his family. Obviously, they survived on selling crops. They survived on the food that they grew in their field. Now his entire field was destroyed. All his crops harvest was destroyed. Now he was worried that what would now happen to him and his family. Now he thought that there wouldn't be enough food for them in the next year. तो उस साल, that year, the next year, there will not be enough food for them to eat. So now Lencho was absolutely worried now. वो बहुत परेशान था कि उस साल, अगले साल उनका क्या होगा, उनको खाना ही नहीं मिलेगा. They will not get food to eat. But you see, Lencho was a strong believer in God. And this is the most significant part of the story, that Lencho was a very strong believer in God. Okay, see, God examines, God takes our exam sometimes by giving us bad times. God कभी कभी हमारा एग्ज़ाम लेता है, हमें बैड टाइम्स देके, हमें स्ट्रगल्स देके, हमें दुख देके. तो एट दैट टाइम एक्चुअली वी ब्रेक डाउन एंड वी स्टॉप बिलीविंग इन गॉड. हमें भगवान के ऊपर से भरोसा ही उठ जाता है कि गॉड इज़ गिविंग मी सो मच प्रॉब्लम्स इन लाइफ. एक्चुअली गॉड इज़ नॉट गिविंग यू प्रॉब्लम्स. प्रॉब्लम्स come in our life so that we can become stronger. And when we have problems, we must still have our faith in God. So Lencho was that kind of a guy. He was a very simple farmer. He was a very simple peasant. Okay, and no matter whatever problems he was having, he still believed in God. So he had a strong belief in God, and he was sure that God would help him. So Lencho बिल्कुल श्योर था. उसने अपने बेटों से भी बोला, ही इवन टोल्ड ही सन्स दैट डोंट वरी, आई बिलीव इन गॉड एंड गॉड विल श्योरली हेल्प मी. ओके, सो नाउ लेंचो हैड अ प्लान. लेंचो के पास एक प्लान था. क्या है वो प्लान? व्हाट इज द प्लान? सो दो लेंचो वॉज अ पेजेंट बट ही कुड राइट. तो लेंचो एक फार्मर है, एंड जनरली वी नो दैट फार्मर्स आर इलिटरेट, बट लेंचो दो ही वॉज अ पेजेंट बट ही कुड स्टिल राइट. ओके, उसको थोड़ा सा ही वॉज एबल टू राइट, उसको थोड़ा लिखना आता था. तो उसने क्या किया? व्हाट डिड ही डू? दैट इज द क्वेश्चन. सो नेक्स्ट संडे ड्यूरिंग डे ब्रेक, जब दिन खत्म हुआ, नेक्स्ट संडे एट डे ब्रेक ही स्टार्टेड राइटिंग अ लेटर. तो वो एक चिट्ठी लिखने लगा. एंड देन ही डिसाइडेड टू पोस्ट द लेटर. ओके, टू मेल द लेटर, टू पोस्ट द लेटर हिमसेल्फ इन द टाउन. ओके, तो नेक्स्ट संडे जब दिन खत्म हुआ, व्हेन द डे एंडेड, he started writing a letter, and then he decided that after writing the letter I will go to the town and post the letter in the mailbox. मैं मेल बॉक्स में जाके, पोस्ट बॉक्स में जाके मैं ये लेटर बॉक्स में जाके मैं ये लेटर पोस्ट कर दूंगा. Now to whom had he written this letter? Now this is very important. Okay, to whom had he written this letter? He had written this letter to God. उसने God को चिट्ठी लिखा. And in this letter, what did he write? In this letter, he wrote, now this is an exact line from the textbook. These are exact lines from the textbook. The lines are very easy to understand. So I have put the exact lines here. Okay. And I'm telling you once again that I'm going page by page summary. You will not find page by page summary anywhere. Wherever you see, it is only the summary of the story, but not page by page summary. But here I'm giving you the page by page summary so that it will help you for choose the correct answers, objective questions, 1-mark questions. Okay, so what did he write in the letter? He wrote this letter to God. We know this now. Now what did he write? He wrote to God that, God, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. अगर आपने मेरा मदद नहीं किया तो मैं और मेरा जो पूरा फैमिली इस साल भूखा हम लोग मर जाएंगे. Okay, we will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again. क्योंकि मेरा खेत जो है वो बर्बाद हो गया, बिकॉज माई हार्वेस्ट इज डिस्ट्रॉयड. सो आई नीड 100 pesos. नाउ व्हाट इज पेसोज? pesos is nothing but pesos is a currency. Like we have rupee, right? We have rupee, Indian rupee. So pesos is a currency. Generally, Mexican countries they use Mexican peso. Okay, so pesos is a currency. Okay, so he wrote to God that I need 100 pesos so that my now right now my field is destroyed, my harvest is destroyed. So please send me 100 pesos so that I can sow my field again. Okay, so that I can sow my field again and to live until the crop comes because the hailstorm. And then there were few things in the letter that is not mentioned in the story also. So he said that because of the hailstorm my crop got destroyed or the my harvest got destroyed, so please send me at least 100 pesos because I have to now once again I will have to sow my field. मुझे फिर से जो है खेत में काम करना होगा. I will have to work in my field and grow crops, and until the crops becomes ripened, till then I have to survive. So for that please send me 100 pesos. So he wrote the letter directly to God because he believed in God. Now this is the most important part of the story. Okay, how many of us do believe in God? We believe in God only when we are in trouble, and only before trouble, not we are in trouble, only before trouble. Okay, but during the time of trouble actually we start blaming God. Okay, but this person Lencho is not like that. He is a very simple innocent person. Then he completed the letter, and then he took an envelope, and on the envelope he wrote the address. Now God's address, who knows God's address? No one knows the address of God, right? But it did not matter to Lencho. Lencho wrote the address on the envelope to God, simply to God. Because you see, God's address is the only address that everyone will know, according to Lencho. Lencho thought if I write only God on the envelope, then obviously everyone will know. Okay, because God, who does not know God, right? Then he put the letter inside it. तो उसने लेटर को एनवेलप के अंदर अंदर डाल दिया. ही पुट द लेटर इनसाइड द एनवेलप. देन ही वेंट टू द टाउन पोस्ट ऑफिस. देन ही प्लेस्ड अ स्टैम्प ऑन इट. चिट्ठी भेजने के लिए स्टैम्प लगाना पड़ता है ना, यू हैव टू पुट अ स्टैम्प ऑन इट. सो ही पुट अ स्टैम्प ऑन इट, प्लेस्ड अ स्टैम्प ऑन इट, एंड ही ड्रॉप्ड द लेटर इन द मेल बॉक्स. उसने लेटर को मेल बॉक्स में डाल दिया. And now he was hoping that God will help him with 100 pesos. How much money he required? He required 100 pesos. Now what happened is that every day you see hundreds of letters are put in the mailbox, and there is a postman who will come open the letter box, and after opening the letter box he will uh, you know uh, take all the letters out of the letter box. Okay, and then inside the post office all the letters are uh, you know uh, all the letters are being sent to the respective addresses. जो भी address है letter के ऊपर उसे उस जगह भेजा जाता है. तो one employee of the post office who is also the postman took the letter out of the mailbox. So he was taking so many letters out, and out of that he took the letter of Lencho also. And he, when he looked at the address on it, he started laughing. So he looked at the address on it and laughed a lot. तो कोई भी हंसेगा. If a letter is addressed to the God, anyone will feel it very funny. किसी को भी ये बहुत ज़्यादा फनी लगेगा कि गॉड को कौन लेटर लिखता है, और ये लेटर हम लोग कहाँ भेजे, वेयर आर वी गोइंग टू सेंड दिस लेटर टू. तो द मोमेंट ही लुक्ड एट द एड्रेस टू गॉड, okay, to God, this employee, the postman, started laughing. Okay, and he was laughing like anything. Okay, then you see, now this postman, he carried the letter to his boss. The boss here is the postmaster. Okay, uh, the head of the post office, the postmaster. So this postman, he carried the letter to his boss, who is the postmaster, and he showed this letter to him that, sir, you see, this letter is written to God. And then now this postmaster also started laughing because they had never got such a letter which was addressed to God. Obviously, you see, in post office they require proper address, right? Now it was only written to God. Now who writes letter to God? So they had never got such a letter which was addressed to God. So this postmaster also started laughing like this postman only. But you see, this postman, after reading the letter, the postmaster, not postman, the postmaster, after reading the letter, he became very serious. So you see, first he looked at the envelope, and then he started laughing. He also started laughing. But when he opened, when he took out the letter from inside the envelope, Then he became serious, and when he read the letter he became very serious and he praised Lencho. उसने लेंचो को बहुत प्रेज किया. उसने कहा कि ये चिट्ठी लिखने वाला जो है, दिस मैन whoever has written this letter, this fellow Lencho, he strongly believed in God. उसने कहा कि ये आदमी जो है ये तो बहुत अच्छा आदमी है. दिस लेंचो whoever the fellow is, ये जो भी है ये तो बहुत अच्छा आदमी है. ही इज़ अ वेरी गुड फेलो एंड ही बिलीव्स इन गॉड सो मच. ये तो गॉड को इतना बिलीव करता है. हम लोग तो इतना बिलीव नहीं करते. वी डू नॉट बिलीव इन गॉड सो मच. ओके, बट ही बिलीव्स इन गॉड. अ वेरी गुड फेलो. ओके, द postmaster started telling like that. Then when the postmaster had already read the letter. Now the postmaster thought, let us help this fellow Lencho. So thus the postmaster decided to give him money to support him. He came up with an idea. So पोस्ट मास्टर ने ये सोचा कि हमें हेल्प करना चाहिए. आई मस्ट हेल्प दिस मैन एंड वट एवर मनी ही रिक्वायर्स, 100 pesos he requires, I will collect it. I will collect this money. Okay, so he came up with an idea. Okay, so what he did was that now Lencho does not know all these things. See, Lencho is a very innocent guy. He has sent this letter to God and he came back to his village. वो अपने गाँव लौट गया वो. Okay, अब यहाँ पे जो है, हियर इन द पोस्ट ऑफिस द पोस्टमैन एंड द पोस्टमास्टर हैड रेड द लेटर एंड द पोस्टमास्टर वाज वेरी मूव्ड. Okay, he was very moved. He became very emotional after reading the letter and he decided to give Lencho money. Okay, so what did he do? He collected money from his employees and even gave money from his salary also. So he told all of his employees that, you see, such and such person has written a letter to God. He needs 100 pesos. So very secretly, बहुत secretly, हम लोग पैसा कलेक्ट करेंगे. Very secretly, let us collect some money. Okay, so he told all his employees that you donate some money. Okay, and even the postmaster gave little bit from his salary also. उसने अपने सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा जो है वो भी डोनेट किया. And then not only that, this postmaster even collected money from his friends also. He went and told his friends that, see, there is a fellow called Lencho. I don't know who he is, but there's a man called Lencho, and his crop got destroyed, and now he needs 100 pesos. So please donate some money for an act of charity. So all his friends, you see, also became very emotional, and they also, immediately they agreed, yes, we must donate some money as an act of charity. So all of them donated money. Okay, the employees of the post office, even the postmaster gave money from his salary, and then the postmaster also collected money from his friends. So all of them helped with some donations. ठीक है. However, but the problem was that they had donated money, but they were able to collect only a little more than 50 pesos. Actually, they had collected 70 pesos. Now Lencho needed how much money? Lencho had asked for 100 pesos from God. Now they only got 70 pesos, right? So how much money now he required? Lencho required 30 pesos more. But you see, the postmaster, the employees, and his friends' donation, they could not collect 100 pesos. Okay, so finally, unable to collect more money, the postmaster sent this 50 pesos, actually a little more than 50 pesos. This would be 70 pesos actually. Okay, it would be 70 pesos. So the postmaster sent this 70 pesos to Lencho. ठीक है. तो बिकॉज दे कुड नॉट कलेक्ट मोर मनी, बिकॉज वो ज़्यादा मनी कलेक्ट नहीं कर पाए, तो पोस्टमास्टर थॉट दैट, ओके, वॉट एवर वी हैव कलेक्टेड, लेट अस सेंड दिस मनी टू लेंचो. सो द पोस्टमास्टर नाउ डिड व्हाट द पोस्टमास्टर डिड नॉट रिवील द फैक्ट. पोस्टमास्टर ने बहुत सीक्रेटली किया ये चीज़. ओके, नाउ ऑन एन एनवेलॉप द पोस्टमास्टर पुट द मनी. तो एनवेलॉप के अंदर जो है पोस्टमास्टर ने इन द एनवेलॉप, ओके, in an envelope the postmaster put the money, and then on the envelope he wrote the address of Lencho, and along with it there was a letter with only a single word, God. तो पोस्टमास्टर ने चालाकी किया. He did a very clever act. Okay, he did not wanted Lencho to know that the postmaster, his employees and his friends are helping Lencho with the money. ये पोस्टमास्टर ने जो है इसको सीक्रेट रखा, तो लेंचो को ये नहीं पता. लेंचो डज नॉट नो. सो व्हाट डिड द पोस्टमास्टर डू? ही टुक एन एनवेलॉप, he put the 70 pesos inside the envelope, and then he wrote the address of Lencho, and then along with that envelope he wrote a letter. Now the letter was written with only a single word, God. ऐसा लगना चाहिए, it should look as if the money was sent from God, not from the postmaster and his team. ठीक है, तो इट वॉज अ ट्रिक बीइंग प्लेड बाय द पोस्टमास्टर बिकॉज द पोस्टमास्टर डिड नॉट वांटेड लेंचो टू ब्रेक हिज बिलीव फ्रॉम गॉड। पोस्टमास्टर ये नहीं चाहता था कि लेंचो जो है उसका भरोसा भगवान से उठ जाए, इसलिए उसने क्या किया, इस तरीके से लेटर को लिखा, सिर्फ एक वर्ड दे दिया गॉड, एज इफ लेंचो को जब वो लेटर मिलेगा, व्हेन लेंचो विल गेट दैट लेटर, लेंचो विल थिंक यस गॉड हैज सेंट मी दिस मनी। ओके, सो विद दिस द लेटर वॉज सेंट। Okay, now Lencho visited the post office again the following Sunday. So next Sunday, the previous Sunday, Lencho posted the letter, and next Sunday, Lencho visited the post office again. And after entering the post office, Lencho asked if there was any letter for him. Now the postmaster gave a letter to Lencho. The postmaster said that yes, we have a letter for you, and this is the letter. So Lencho took the letter. Lencho received the letter from the postmaster. Lencho ने वो letter लिया postmaster से, and when he saw the money, he was not surprised. So जब उसने पैसा देखा envelope के अंदर, okay, when he saw the money inside the envelope, he was not surprised in the beginning, but later when he counted the money, however he felt angry. Lencho felt angry with God after counting the money. तो लेंचो ने जब वो पैसा गिना, when he started counting the money, he became very very angry. अब वो बहुत गुस्सा हो गया. अब वो क्यों गुस्सा हो गया? Why did he become angry after counting the money? Now he said that according to him, Lencho felt that I had asked for 100 pesos, and inside the envelope there's only 70 pesos. 30 pesos is less. Now, God cannot make such a big mistake. He was certain that God could not have made any such mistake कि मैंने 100 पेसोस गॉड से मांगा, गॉड ने मुझे 70 पेसोस दिया. अब भगवान से इतना बड़ा मिस्टेक तो नहीं हो सकता है. सो ही बिकेम वेरी एंग्री, एंड देन ही डिड व्हाट, he wrote another letter. He wrote another letter to God. There only, from the post office itself, he wrote another letter to God using paper and ink. He took a paper and ink from the post office itself, and he wrote a second letter to God. And after writing that letter again, he placed it in the letter box. तो उसने मेल बॉक्स में वो लेटर फिर से डाल दिया. अब अगेन द पोस्टमास्टर एंड द स्टाफ रेड द लेटर. तो पोस्टमास्टर और उनके स्टाफ ने ये देखा, दे सॉ लेंचो प्लेसिंग द letter in the letter box. So immediately what happened, the postmaster and the staff, they took out the letter from the letter box, and now Lencho had gone. Okay, after posting the letter in the letter box, Lencho chala gaya wahan se. Lencho had left the post office. So the postmaster and the staff, they became very curious that what is the second letter about. So they started reading the letter after Lencho had left the post office. Now what Lencho has written in that letter, this second letter to God. Now Lencho had complained to God for sending him only 70 pesos. तो Lencho ने complain किया God से that God, I had asked 100 pesos from you. I had asked 100 pesos from you, and you sent me only 70 pesos. Why is it like that? And this time he wrote that, please God, this time please send me the rest of the money. The remaining 30 pesos, please send me. 70 and 30 becomes 100. So please God, send me the rest of the money. So he asked God to send him the remaining amount to him. आपने मुझे 100 पेसोस भेजा है, तो बाकी 30 पेसोस कहाँ गया? तो वो 30 पेसोस मुझे जल्दी भेजिए. And please, and lastly he wrote one thing, and the post office, the entire post office became shocked after reading the line. He wrote lastly, he actually prayed to God. Actually he wrote lastly, he prayed to God, but he prayed to God not to send the money by mail but send him directly. तो गॉड को उसने लास्ट लाइन में लिखा कि गॉड, don't send the money through post office, through mail. You send the money directly to me. Why? Now here he claimed that the post office staff was a bunch of crooks. So he told, why did he tell God to directly send him money and not through the post office, is because he wrote in the letter that the post office people are bunch of crooks. Crooks here means bad people. Crooks here means bad people or dishonest people. Okay, or dishonest people. Dishonest people. Okay, So according to him, the post office people, according to Lencho, the post office people were a bunch of crooks, bad people, dishonest people, and that they may have stolen the 30 pesos and they send only 70 pesos. So these are greedy people. These post office people are greedy people. They have kept 30 pesos. You send 100 pesos. He said to God, he told God that you have sent 100 pesos. I am absolutely sure. But because you send through post office, so these post office people, he opened my envelope and he took out 30, and they took out 30 pesos from there and sent me 70 pesos only. Thus, Lencho, who is a very innocent character, okay, Lencho is a very innocent character, thought that God had actually sent him 100 pesos, but the post office employees had kept 30 pesos with them. They are bad people, and they sent the rest of the 70 pesos to him. So here the story ends, and obviously we can guess that the post office people, all the staff, the post office staff, the postmaster, and the other employees, they got a huge shock that we helped this man secretly, and this man is suspecting us only that we have kept his 30 pesos and we sent him only 70 pesos. So here the story ends. तो कहानी यहाँ पे खत्म होता है. Now what do we learn from the story? Okay, what do we learn from the story? We have, first thing that we learn from the story is faith in God. So we have learned that having faith in God, okay, here having faith in God, if I put here like that, having faith in God can help us get what we want. तो अगर आपको भगवान पे भरोसा है, if you have faith in God, if you trust God, then you can get whatever you want and you can meet your needs. We can meet our needs. But it is very important to remember one thing. It's very important to also remember one thing, that there is humanity, and humanity is still there. So you believe in God, there is no problem, but you must believe human beings also, because we have not seen God, but we have seen human beings. And it is, if you fall into any difficulty, God will, this is a hard fact, whether you believe it or not, but this is a hard fact, that if you fall into any difficulty, then God will not come and help you out. It is human beings who is going to come and help you out. So when you trust God, you must trust human beings also to a very large extent. We know that human beings are bad. You know, there are many, not everybody. There are people who are very bad, but there are people who are good also, right? There are good and bad people both. So if you fall into any difficulty, only the people can help you. तो लोग आपकी मदद करेंगे. God will not come. And it is said that God, because he could not come, that is why he has sent human beings on earth for our help. So along with God, we must have faith in human beings, in humanity also, because humanity is still there. So these are the two things that we learn from the story. Okay, so you can go write in the comment box and write how you like the story. आपको कहानी कैसा लगा? Okay, and if you have any other comments regarding faith in God, faith in humanity, you can go as well and write in the comment section. Give your opinion there. Okay, so that's all from me for today. And this is my Instagram account. You can scan this QR code and follow me on Instagram directly. And if anyone wishes, it is not a force, okay, if anyone wishes, you can show your support by, if you like my content, if you feel that my contents help you so much, okay, then you can show your support also in whatever ways you can. There is no problem, okay, nothing this thing from me. Okay, so that's all from me for today. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel, like and share my videos. मेरा वीडियो लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए. और क्लास 12 और क्लास 10 के सॉल्यूशंस जो है 2024 English and additional English answer solved question paper, the answers I will provide you very soon, and I will also inform you on my Instagram, so you can follow me on Instagram directly. And one more thing, I have opened a new channel called Omni Gyan Shorts. चैनल का लिंक आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा. यू विल फाइंड द लिंक ऑफ द चैनल इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स. इट्स रिटन सब्सक्राइब टू माय न्यू चैनल. सो डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में जाइए और मेरे इस न्यू चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. वेरी गुड कंटेंट्स आर देयर. इट इज़ बेसिकली ऑन जनरल नॉलेज, साइंस, स्पेस एक्सप्लोरेशन एंड ऑल. सो यू कैन सिंपली go there and subscribe and show the same love that you have shown me on this channel. Okay, तो उस चैनल को भी थोड़ा लाइक कर दीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए और बेल आइकन जो है नोटिफिकेशन ऑन कर दीजिए, बेल आइकन को प्रेस कर दीजिए, सो दैट व्हेनेवर आई अपलोड एनी न्यू वीडियो यू विल गेट नोटिफिकेशन. ओके, सो विथ लव फ्रॉम ओमनी ज्ञान एंड ऑल द बेस्ट to all of you. Thank you so much.